correct procedure for calculating voltage drop with a continuous load involves several steps. Firstly, calculate the continuous load current. This is done by multiplying the continuous load current, which in this case is 78 amps, by a continuous load factor of 1.25. This accounts for the continuous load operating at 125% of its rated current. Therefore, the continuous load current is 78 amps multiplied by 1.25, which equals 97.5 amps. Secondly, calculate the voltage drop. Use the formula voltage drop in volts equals 2 multiplied by the distance in feet multiplied by the current in amps, all divided by the conductor size in circular mils. Substitute the values into the formula. The voltage drop is calculated as 2 multiplied by 475 feet multiplied by 97.5 amps, all divided by the conductor size in circular mils. Thirdly, determine the appropriate conductor size. Calculate the voltage drop for different conductor sizes using the formula mentioned above. Select the conductor size that meets the maximum allowable voltage drop requirement, which is typically between 2 and 3%. In this specific scenario, a 3/0 wire results in a voltage drop of 6.1 volts, which equates to 2.6%, thus meeting the requirement. A 2/0 wire results in a voltage drop of 6.2 volts, also equating to 2.6%, which also meets the requirement. In conclusion, both 3/0 and 2/0 wires meet the voltage drop requirement and can handle the continuous load of 97.5 amps. However, the 3/0 wire is slightly better in terms of voltage drop due to the smaller voltage drop. Therefore, the correct procedure is to firstly calculate the continuous load current and then use that value to calculate the voltage drop for different conductor sizes. This ensures that the selected conductor size can handle the continuous load and meets the voltage drop requirement. To elaborate further, consider the National Electrical Code, or NEC, guidelines for voltage drop. The NEC recommends a maximum voltage drop of 3% for branch circuits and 5% for feeders and branch circuits combined. These recommendations are not mandatory rules but are considered good engineering practice to ensure efficient and reliable operation of electrical equipment. When calculating voltage drop, it's also important to consider the conductor material. Copper and aluminum are the most common conductor materials, and they have different conductivity values. Copper has a higher conductivity than aluminum, so it will have a low voltage drop for the same conductor size and current. The formula for voltage drop can be expressed as voltage drop equals current multiplied by resistance. However, in practical applications, it's more common to use a formula that incorporates the conductor length, conductor area, and a constant that depends on the conductor material. This formula is voltage drop equals 2 multiplied by K multiplied by current multiplied by distance, all divided by circular mils, where K is a constant that represents the direct current resistance of the conductor material per circular mil foot. For copper, K is approximately 12.9 ohms, and for aluminum, K is approximately 21.2 ohms. Circular mils represents the cross-sectional area of the conductor. To determine the appropriate conductor size, you can consult NEC tables such as Table 8 in Chapter 9, which provides the circular mil area for different conductor sizes. These tables also list the ampacity of different conductor sizes, which is the maximum current that the conductor can carry safely without overheating. When selecting a conductor size, you must ensure that it can handle both the continuous load current and the voltage drop requirement. The NEC also provides guidelines for dating conductor ampacity based on the ambient temperature and the number of conductors in a raceway or cable. Dating factors are used to reduce the ampacity of a conductor when it is exposed to high temperatures or when multiple conductors are bundled together, as these conditions can increase the conductor temperature and reduce its ability to dissipate heat. When calculating voltage drop, it's important to use the correct values for current, distance, and conductor size. The current should be the continuous load current, which is the maximum current that the circuit is expected to carry continuously for 3 hours or more. The distance should be the one-way distance from the source to the load. The conductor size should be expressed in circular mils, which can be obtained from NEC tables. In addition to the formula for voltage drop, there are also online voltage drop calculators that can simplify the calculation process. These calculators typically require you to input the current, distance, conductor size, and conductor material, and they will calculate the voltage drop as a percentage of the source voltage. When using a voltage drop calculator, it's important to verify that the calculator is using the correct formula and values for the conductor material and other parameters. It's also important to understand the limitations of voltage drop calculations. Voltage drop calculations are based on certain assumptions, such as a constant load current and a uniform conductor temperature. In reality, the load current and conductor temperature may vary, which can affect the actual voltage drop. Therefore, it's important to use a safety factor when selecting a conductor size to account for these uncertainties. In the example provided, the voltage drop for a 3/0 wire is calculated as 6.1 volts, which is 2.6% of a 240 volt source. The voltage drop for a 2/0 wire is calculated as 6.2 volts, which is also 2.6% of a 240 volt source. Both of these voltage drops are within the recommended limit of 3% for branch circuits. However, the 3/0 wire has a slightly lower voltage drop, which means that it will deliver more voltage to the load. In addition to voltage drop, it's also important to consider the ampacity of the conductor. The ampacity of a conductor is the maximum current that it can carry safely without overheating. The NEC provides tables that list the ampacity of different conductor sizes based on their insulation type and temperature rating. When selecting a conductor size, you must ensure that its ampacity is sufficient to handle the continuous load current plus any non-continuous loads. In the example provided, the continuous load current is 97.5 amps. A 3/0 copper wire with a 75°C insulation rating has an ampacity of 200 amps, which is sufficient to handle the continuous load current. A 2/0 copper wire with a 75°C insulation rating has an ampacity of 175 amps, which is also sufficient to handle the continuous load current. However, if there were any non-continuous loads in the circuit, the 3/0 wire would provide a greater margin of safety. In summary, the correct procedure for calculating voltage drop with a continuous load involves firstly calculating the continuous load current by multiplying the load by 1.25, secondly calculating the voltage drop for different conductor sizes using the appropriate formula, and thirdly selecting the conductor size that meets both the voltage drop requirement and the ampacity requirement. It's also important to consider the NEC guidelines for voltage drop and conductor ampacity, as well as any directing factors that may apply. By following these steps, you can ensure that your electrical wiring is safe, efficient, and reliable. When performing electrical calculations, it is crucial to adhere to the latest edition of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, which provides comprehensive guidelines and standards for electrical installations. The NEC is updated every 3 years to reflect advancements in technology and address emerging safety concerns. Familiarizing yourself with the relevant articles and tables in the NEC is essential for accurate and compliant electrical designs. Furthermore, consider the impact of harmonic currents on voltage drop. Harmonic currents are non-sinusoidal currents that can be generated by electronic devices such as computers, variable frequency drives, and LED lighting. Harmonic currents can increase the voltage drop in a circuit and can also cause other problems, such as overheating of transformers and neutral conductors. To mitigate the effects of harmonic currents, you may need to use larger conductors or install harmonic filters. When calculating voltage drop in alternating current or AC circuits, it's important to consider the impedance of the conductors. Impedance is the total opposition to current flow in an AC circuit and includes both resistance and reactance. Reactance is caused by the inductance and capacitance of the conductors. The voltage drop in an AC circuit is equal to the current multiplied by the impedance. To calculate the impedance, you need to know the resistance and reactance of the conductors. The resistance can be obtained from NEC tables, and the reactance can be calculated based on the conductor size, spacing, and frequency. In lawn AC circuits, It's also important to consider the effects of capacitive charging current. Capacitive charging current is the current that flows in a capacitor when it is connected to an AC voltage source. In long AC circuits, the conductors can act as capacitors, and the capacitive charging current can contribute to the voltage drop. To mitigate the effects of capacitive charging current, you may need to use larger conductors or install shunt reactors. When working with electrical systems, it's always important to prioritize safety. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as safety glasses, gloves, and insulated tools. To energize the circuit before working on it, and verify that it is de-energized using a voltage tester. Follow lockout/tagout procedures to prevent accidental re-energization of the circuit. If you are not qualified to perform electrical work, hire a licensed electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's important to take the necessary precautions to protect yourself and others.